Hi, welcome to Season 3 of Pants Around Ankles Prevention. The theme for this season apparently is, well, a dirty word for many of you. It's called growth. Now, growth shouldn't be a problem for us, but it turns out that for most of us it is. And what we want to do this season is explore why that is and how you can begin to address it. Let's see what I've come up with for today. Hi, and welcome back. I am not much of an outdoors person when it comes to things like hunting and fishing. But one of the things I've learned is that many people that like to hunt will go up into Canada to hunt moose or bear or something like that. And what I discovered is that when they do that, they don't just drive up there off into the woods and pull out their guns. They hire a guide. They find someone that knows the territory and know where to go to increase the odds of them finding whatever it is they want to shoot. Imagine that, hiring a guide. You know, this whole season in Pants Around Ankles Prevention, we've been talking about growing. And if you really want to grow, you need to get a guide. And I've got a list here of some characteristics of what a guide can help you with for the process of growing. A good guide can bring you insight and depth into who you are and where you're headed. They can definitely help you expand your self-awareness. They help you grow and reach your full potential. They can help you with your internal communication, how you talk to yourself. While they can also help you work on your weaknesses, they can also help you identify and take advantage and leverage your strengths. And they can also help you build resilience. Now, if you're listening to this, depth, expanded awareness, reach your full potential, help you identify and take advantage of strengths, build resilience, those all sound like pretty good things to me. How about you? Well, there's actually 2 titles out there for tour guides that will help you with that. One is called a coach, and the other one is called a therapist. You know, it's unfortunate, but most people think that therapists are for those who have problems. Now, the reality is, I'm sure that most therapists will tell you that when people come to them, they come to them because something in their life typically is not working. But it doesn't have to be that way, and it isn't always that way. I have had innumerable coaches. I can't begin to tell you how many coaches I've had. But in my life, I've had 5 different occasions where I've gone into therapy. And the first time I went into therapy is because I was depressed. And I knew that I was working my brain wrong. As a friend of mine, I was a roofing contractor at the time. As a friend of mine who's a roofing contractor said to me, well, heaven forbid, as a roofing contractor, you'd have any reason to be depressed. So I understood that people could relate. But I understood that I was working my brain wrong. And that if I continued to work my brain the same way, I was going to continue to get the same results. So I went and got help. But the third time I went to see a therapist, I walked in and sat down with him and I said, look, my life is great. I want to figure out how to make it better. And you know what? He was helpful. You can do this too. The only thing that's preventing you from doing this is your ego. It wants to protect itself from feeling bad or whatever. And frankly, if you want to grow, your ego is going to be your number one hurdle. I say this with a big smile on my face for those of you that are only listening to this, but you need to get over yourself. We all have struggles and things we need help with. We all have areas that we want to grow in where a tour guide could be helpful. If you are looking for a coach, go to Coaching Federation, coachingfederation.org, who can connect you with credentialed coaches. And you need a credentialed coach. There's 3 levels of credentialing at the ICF: ACC, PCC, and MCC. And I would suggest you have at least a PCC, a professional level coach. And then for therapists, unfortunately, there's not a national organization. Coach Federation is actually an international organization, but each state has licensing requirements. So you can find those licensing requirements and you can find people that can connect you to therapists in your area. And keep in mind, there's a lot of bad ones. There are. So don't assume that the first therapist or the first coach you work with is going to be the one that you like. Liking them is not enough. Are they bringing you results? Are they asking you the kind of provocative questions that you know you need? And if you'd like more help finding one, let me know, and I've got suggestions. I'll be glad to try to help you find one. Next episode is our last episode of this season. If you have found this season helpful, or you've not yet subscribed, please do. It will get you a notification. It'll also make it easier for others to find us. And to the degree that we've been helpful to you, by subscribing, it makes it easier for others to find us so we can help them too. We would appreciate it, and they will too. See you next time.